Okay, here we go. Get ready to turn left. Turn left.
All right, good evening, everyone. This is Jonathan Tapp with the Kenworth T680 with PACCAR engine and transmission. So, what it's time for, we're going to start in Olympia, Washington. It's going to be for the all that your car needs. So, their cars need. So, let's go for a ride.
Keep left, and then turn left. Turn left.
All right. This is for maintenance products. Uh, the car maintenance. For your car. So this is for Washington. So
Time to hit the road. Rerouting. I'll find a new route. When possible, make a U-turn. Keep right, and then turn right. Turn right. Caution, please mind the speed limit. Keep right, and then exit right. Exit right. Go straight on. Okay, let's find a new route. Finding a new route.
He doesn't respond to the emails, and he just walks into a room presuming that everybody knows Buck Rising is going to be there, and it's all going to be worked out. I don't know how this happens. I'm dumb. I walk into every situation presuming that I was forgotten, and that nobody even realizes I'm supposed to be there. Buck is the exact opposite. It's the yin-yang that really works.
And it worked out. I win.
It worked out because somebody put the work into making sure that it worked out. That's all I'm saying. It worked out because somebody made sure it worked out. England is up 2-1. We are at the 106th minute mark. We are into, let's see, there's about 3 minutes of extra time here. England looks like they're going to survive. So, Buck, now who will you root for since you seem to hate everybody that's left?
I don't want France to win, but France is unbelievably good. And it's not like I have any personal vendetta against the French. It's just I hate how easy it's looked for them. They've been tested a little bit once they got to the round of 16, but they have just been unbelievably excellent at every turn. It's not just Mbappe, who I believe right now has 8 goals. He and Messi now tied with 8 goals in the race for the Golden Boot at the end of this World Cup. Spain, these are not like lovable underdogs, Egypt, the U.S., the Cape Verde story. Like, all of these are really great, historically excellent countries that have as good a chance as any to win the World Cup. I'm sure as hell not rooting for it. That's the only one I'm not rooting for. Okay, I'll be like Mary. I'll root for everybody else left in the field except Argentina. Leave Argentina.
Okay, that's a stack. But you're not wrong, though, that for all of the drama, glory, unbelievable games, everything has been so perfect about this. That being said, we're now getting down to the nitty-gritty, and it feels like we have the best of the best. It's like the equivalent of you went through the entire college football playoff, you had nail-biters, you had upsets, everything was absolutely beautiful, but then you end up with clearly the 4 best teams that are also clearly the 4 best legacy teams. It's like, nothing about where we've gotten is shocking. It's the process of how we've gotten here that has felt particularly more dramatic than I think most people bought into.
Well, the drama has been awesome. It's been so cool to see the stars step up, and for every club, as we've mentioned, through every phase of this World Cup, and that's been kind of the disappointing thing for the U.S. men's national team is we were hoping this World Cup was set up for Christian Pulisic to have his true star turn, right? He's been heralded as the next, the second coming, or the next great, or if not the only great, truly great American soccer player, and we understood why he had moments of rest in the lead up to the World Cup, and we accepted that, right? Because this was going to be his moment to shine. He was going to have his Mbappe moment, his Messi moment, Harry Kane, Mo Salah, all these different stars that have been awesome. Holland for Norway, even though they've just met their end, their World Cup run end 2-1 against England, as we've been keeping an eye on this.
It's not over. It's just the end of the first half of extra time. It's not over. They could still do the impossible. But go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying. the whole thing was set up for Pulisic to be able to do this, and that we didn't get that. In fact, we got quite the opposite, right? He was not impressive in his opportunities. He was hurt in multiple occasions, which has been kind of the MO on him. There's nothing he can do about his body letting him down, but it is a determining factor or a distinguishing factor of Christian Pulisic that he is now considered fragile if he wasn't already considered before fragile. So that's the only reason that this World Cup has been disappointing in any way, shape, or form. Not even that the U.S. did what they always do. Other than 2002, right? They regularly make it to the round of 16 and get their asses knocked out. Like, that's not different. It wasn't, maybe it felt a little different because we whipped Paraguay the way that we did, and you felt like, okay, they're playing a more impressive, more aggressive, attacking style of soccer, and this is going to be our advantage. This time we've got the athletes to actually do it. We can play on the same pitch with these guys, and we just, Pulisic, he's not a primary striker. Again, I'm not going to pretend to be any kind of soccer expert, but I understand enough to know that he's not who you want as your number one. At AC Milan, he's like the third best offensive player, and in that situation, in that setting, he's a rock star. Now, I know he's in a bit of a goal drought, even in international play, and obviously he did not score in this World Cup either, but that's really been the only component of the World Cup that's been disappointing, is everybody's got their guy right there, no free ads, but the McDonald's meals for the World Cup. You've seen these, and they've got the little signature collector cups with all the famous stars on them. You've got Jamal from Spain, and Mbappe from France, and Harry Kane's on there, and Pulisic has his own cup, right, because he's the American soccer superstar. And the American soccer superstar and his team around him went out spineless and sad against a Belgian team that was, we overlooked them. We overlooked them collectively as a country and as a soccer team, and that was just as gut-punching a result as you could have, that you had this positive momentum, that you were doing it without this guy who's been disappointing to this point, but you still felt like you had a chance, and then you just laid down like dogs and got old yellow.
Yeah, well, and plenty more to come here as we are sitting here on the precipice of the second half of extra time. Mark Weiss, get us caught up on what's happening on the scoreboard right now.
That's right, we're in the 106th minute now in the second half of extra time, just getting kicked off. England with a 2-1 lead. Jude Bellingham scored both goals. Bit of controversy attached to the first one as the ball hit the wire on the sky cam. According to the rules, anytime the ball hits the wire on the sky cam, the whistle's supposed to blow and play supposed to be stopped. Well, 2 passes later after the ball hit the wire, Jude Bellingham put it in the back of the net for England's first goal. There's been a ton of action in this game as Bellingham's actually down right now, grabbing at his ankle, but looks like he's going to be able to get up and be good here. 9 o'clock Eastern, Lionel Messi and Argentina versus Switzerland. That kicks off in Kansas City. There's been an agreement reached for the estate of Paul Allen to sell the Seahawks to a group led by a limited owner of the 49ers. That sale price is reportedly going to be $9.6 billion. Major League Baseball, the Pirates took 2 off the Brewers today. The first one with the 7-6, the second one 3-2. Esmeralda Valdez with 3 home runs total, 1 in both game at minimum. Boston just beat the Mets 4-0. Cubs and the Reds scoreless in the second inning. Scoreless between the Braves and the Cardinals in the first. Philadelphia with a 4-1 lead over the Tigers in the 5th inning. Houston leads the Rangers 2-0 in the second. And Kansas City and Baltimore scoreless. Gary Trent and the Milwaukee Bucks agreed to a 4-year contract extension. Again, 107th minute now. England with a 2.
Housing and services. And some people just got a voucher, and then some people had really severe behavioral health challenges as a result or concurrently with their armed services, armed service in wars. And we did a pretty good job. Was it perfect? No, it's hard work. And some people need ongoing supports, and it might be a situation where we need to continue to provide those supports. The level of support can go down over time because once we stabilize people and
This programming is sponsored by Discovery Green. Support comes from Discovery Green, presenting Kicks and Coffee, featuring pickup soccer games and skill exercises for all ages. Saturday mornings throughout the summer. More information at discoverygreen.com.
and I can feel like I can very easily connect other people to that too. So I made myself a personal website, and I actually have like a resources page to kind of direct people to some of these hubs.
Oh my gosh, KD, Kat, thank you both so much for coming on the show. You have inspired me. Y'all inspired me today.
I love to get on my soapbox about this stuff.
Yeah, likewise.
That was digital archivist KD Kemp and culture writer for The Cut, Kat Zhang. Kat's article, Can Cyberdecks Help Us Reclaim Control from Big Tech?, is available on The Cut right now. I'm Brittany Luce, and you've been listening to It's Been a Minute from NPR. Next up is Wild Card, the show where cards control the conversation. Here's host Rachel Martin.
Thank you, Brittany. My guest this week is actor and author Danny McBride.
I think there's nothing funnier than somebody who's like full of hot air, or somebody who just has like an insane ego, and then it's completely obvious to everyone around them that, you know, they don't have the goods.
Actor and writer Danny McBride has built a career exploring the hilarious extremes of the male psyche. An almost delusional sense of self-confidence gets his characters flying high on their own supply, only to come crashing down when the inevitable weight of self-doubt shows up. But no matter where these characters are on their journey through American masculinity, be it Jesse from The Righteous Gemstones or Kenny Powers from Eastbound and Down, their fragility makes them all the more endearing. Danny McBride has a new book out on these same themes. It's called Thrilling Tales of Modern Men, and I am so very happy to welcome Danny McBride to Wildcard. Hi.
How are you doing? Thanks for having me on here. I appreciate it.
The first round is memories. 1, 2, or 3.
I'm going to go with 3.
How well did you adjust to the world of adult responsibility?
I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but
Toot it!
I feel like I adjusted pretty well. You know, I went to film school in North Carolina School of the Arts, and I kind of just knew, like, I didn't come from any means. I paid for my own college. I went to a state school, and I think I kind of knew if I wanted to do this, I was going to have to move out to Los Angeles, and I didn't know anyone there, and there was no one who was going to help me or help fund it. So I kind of figured out pretty early that I was going to need to, like, you know, do it myself. I was going to have to find a job. I was going to figure out how to, like, live across the country from my parents, and so I think I was thrown into it pretty quickly.
What do you remember about those early days?
They were very rough. It was, but it was fun. You know, I graduated with a large group of friends from that school that I still work with to this day. We all moved out to Los Angeles, and it was fun.
So you went together with your crew?
We went with our crew, and I think when we first moved there from school, there might have been like 25 of us that moved out there, and then by the end of the first year, there was like 6 or 7 of us that were left out there. Like, everybody was dropping like flies. That portion of my life went by fast. It seemed like it was forever, but when you look back on it, it was like maybe the course of like 5 or 6 years, you know, really struggling hard and trying to figure it out. But it was, yeah, I look back and I'm like grateful for all that time. It was a lot of fun.
But like, what, I'm so interested in what you felt like when your friends, you saw them saying, this is not working, or it's not working at the pace I expected to, so I'm out.
Yeah.
Like, what convinces you? What delusion
I know.
convinces you that you could
delusion.
stay?
I think it is delusion. I think you kind of have to have a little delusion, I think, to pursue something that seems so far out the realms of possibility. I think I left LA like maybe 2 or 3 different times where I just like ran out of money and needed to go, like, you know, so I would move back at my parents' house, and I substitute taught for about 6 months.
Oh my God, yes, you did?
I did, yeah.
Now things make so much more sense. Like when you look at your oeuvre. Vice principals in particular is coming to mind. But
I had come up with the idea for Eastbound when I was substitute teaching back in Virginia.
The best representation of like this kind of man, Kenny Powers. Talk about delusion, like just like this delusional belief in himself.
He's the ultimate main character syndrome. Yeah,
totally. Okay, so substitute teaching, making ends meet, and you just, what was the turning point for you in LA?
You know, there was, I kind of had got advice when I first moved out that a buddy of mine who had been out there for a while, and he had said, you're not going to find the job that you want to do. That's not going to happen. you just need to find something that pays your bills and that doesn't make you want to go home, you know. So that was I waited tables for a while, and then I moved into this. I got I was a PA for a while. Like me and a lot of the buddies of mine that moved there, we worked on this show called Battle Dome, which was like an American Gladiators ripoff, and
Nice.
I would vacuum the Battle Dome in between the matches. That was my job. And we would just
It needs to be clean, the Battle Dome.
So somebody's got to get those teeth up off the ground. Someone has to. But it was fun because we were all these guys from North Carolina and Virginia, and we always felt like we were outsiders, and that the chance of any of us getting in was really was a long shot. But I think because of that, it would make that camaraderie amongst us stronger, because I think we all kind of felt like we were all outsiders and we needed to have each other's backs. That was like the best kind of chance maybe we would have.
Yeah. Okay.
Turn
1,
right.
2, or 3.
One this time.
Okay. When have you felt the most homesick?
I did Alien Covenant that Ridley Scott directed, and it was shot down in Australia. And I have 2 children. My wife, we had just had our second child, my daughter Peanut. But I had an absolute blast on that movie. But I really had kind of a crisis there where I'm like, I don't think I want this to be what the rest of my life is. Like, I don't think I'm going to be one of these dads that's like spending all my time alone in hotel rooms, FaceTiming my kids and feeling like, crushed or in some purgatory where I'm like missing everything. And so, after that experience, that was in 2016, that's when I kind of had the idea of, maybe it's time to get out of LA and go live somewhere where I can try to shoot, because we had always shot all of our stuff in the South, in North Carolina. And so then, I moved my family to Charleston, South Carolina, and then we've pushed all of our work since then down there. And so I've lived there full time, and we shot The Righteous Gemstones down there. We shot Halloween down there, and it just became important to me to try to figure out how to do what I want to do and not miss out on all of this really important stuff in life, like being a parent and seeing your kids grow up. And I could see how fast it was going, and I just didn't want to miss any of it.
Yeah, that's a very unglamorous part of that life.
Yeah,
Those lonely hotel rooms.
I mean, it's the lamest. It really is.
It doesn't sound good. I gotta be honest, it does not sound good.
Like, oh, this is what it is. I didn't imagine that this was part of the deal.
Coming up, actor and writer Danny McBride on his wedding weekend.
It was a crazy wedding when Saturday morning my suit that I was married in was in the Lost and Found. It had been discovered at the bottom of the pool.
I'm Rachel Martin, and you're listening to Wildcard from NPR.
A year ago, one of the deadliest floods in U.S. history tore through the Texas Hill Country. Since then, we've been following up with survivors.
Everything is gone.
And people who lost loved ones.
I find myself just shaking my head saying, I can't believe I find myself here.
You can hear their stories on the podcast After the Flood, from the Texas Newsroom and PBS's Frontline, out now.
Houston, this is the moment to give. Just $650,000 remain to reach Houston Public Media's Resiliency Fund goal. That's 15% left. Help keep Houston informed. Give now at houstonpublicmedia.org/donate.
Houston Public Media is licensed to the University of Houston system, governed by the UH Board of Regents. Information about open meetings, dates, times, and locations is online at uhsystem.edu.
Support for NPR comes from the station. And from Ooma, now offering MyPhone, a modern home phone service for families who want a screen-free experience with parental controls like Trusted Circle and Quiet Hours. More at myphone.com. From Melville Charitable Trust, committed to ensuring all people have a safe, stable, and affordable home that allows them to thrive. Information about ways to prevent and solve homelessness is at melvilletrust.org. And from the Wallace Foundation.
I'm Rachel Martin, and you're listening to Wildcard from NPR, the show where cards control the conversation. And today, actor and writer Danny McBride is playing the game, and it's time for him to pick the next card. Round 2, insights. 1, 2, or 3?
Let's go back to 3.
3. How comfortable are you with being wrong?
Oh, man. I think I'm okay with being wrong. I think when you're in when you spend most of your life in a writer's room and you're constantly pitching ideas, and you have to learn that it's the best idea wins, and sometimes it might not come from you.
Yeah.
And so I think that
feels like that would take a while.
It takes a little bit to get a hold of, but then you start to see that good stuff comes from that. You see that in real time in a writer's room. I mean, I've been writing TV for 20 years now. We sold Eastbound and Down in 2006.
Caution,
and I never knew how to write a TV show before we sold that, and so I'd never even written stuff with a group of people before. And so that takes a lot of learning. I mean, you gotta figure out how to listen to everybody. You gotta figure out how not to, kill people's spirits when the ideas aren't always stellar.
Yeah.
But then, like you said, you have to be able to admit when you're wrong. Like if you pitch something and someone else pitches something better, you gotta get rid of that ego and be like, yeah, what you have is way better than what I just said.
Do you remember an example of making a pitch in a writer's room and being super psyched about it and having other people say, yeah?
It rarely happens with me. What, honestly, it happens so much that I probably would, it's part of the daily, it's like some ideas stick, some ideas don't.
But clearly there wasn't one that scarred you anyway. You were able to get over it, metabolize that feedback pretty fast.
It's what I like about, writing this book is so singular. It's just you by yourself.
Yeah.
That is what's kind of fun about writing television, is that you end up with a group of people that all are creating something from nothing, and you're all looking to each other for where the guideposts are, whether we're doing it right or not. And it's a fun camaraderie that comes from that.
I imagine also liberating to do this kind of writing the book, because you're just like, oh, there's no one here. Oh, I'm just going to keep going this way.
Yep, but, scary, because then you're like, well, what if my ideas are really bad?
Okay, next one. 1, 2, or 3?
Let's go for 1.
When do you feel most like an outsider?
When do I feel the most like an outsider?
Maybe you don't anymore. Get to a certain point in your career and you're like, nah.
I feel like
and some of these other efforts that seem so committed to suppressing some of this history that we as Native people share.
Support comes from the Boulder Ensemble Theater Company, presenting Witch, a play about the devil, unbridled ambition, and souls in need of love. Opening July 23rd at the Savoy, Denver. Tickets at betc.org.
Teen adulthood, midlife, and the ascension to elderhood are 3 hardwired bridges of spiritual growth, which usually kick off with existential struggle, developmental depression. This means that I'm not against medication, but medication alone is insufficient to do the profound foundational work of spiritual growth that is a setup for a much more inspired life of dialogue.
I'm wondering whether fellow clinicians and researchers worry that a focus on spirituality can take people away from biomedical interventions, cures, and treatments. That in some ways, someone comes in with depression and you say, well, the way out of your depression is to start a spiritual practice. And the person says, I'm
water and Knox.
And we roll, we'll be riding till the
Site for details. Lending Store is not a lender and does not make credit decisions. Must be 18 years old. Not available in all states.
Hey Las Vegas, are you tired of plumbing prices that break the bank? At 365 Plumbing, we're bringing fair pricing back. Family owned and operated, we treat your home like it's our own. For your everyday plumbing needs, we're here 365 days a year, rain or shine, day or night. Extend the life of your water heater right now. For a limited time, take advantage of our water heater flush special for only $26. Visit us at 365plummingnv.com. 365 Plumbing, because where the water flows, 365 Plumbing goes.
The Zip Zap Auto has expanded into one of the largest independent auto repair shops in the valley. With 23 bays, over 12,000 square feet, Zip Zap is your one-stop shop, offering smog tests, oil changes, detailing, body work, and engine and transmission rebuilding. Plus, ZipZap provides free towing and diagnostics with qualifying repairs. No appointment necessary. ZipZap Auto on Cheyenne and North Durango Drive and online at zipzapauto.com.
Hey, Jeff. How's the new job working out?
It really sucks. Terrible boss and the paycheck is even worse. I gotta get a new job.
Truck you.
Wait, what?
Truck you.
You don't have to curse at me.
Dude, you should check out Truck You CDL training. My brother got his CDL license in 4 weeks and now he has a new career making great money.
Okay, I'm listening.
Truck You offers small classes with night and weekend times available. They will even help with payment programs. Check them out. Truck, the letter U, LV.com. Truck You.
This is the home of the Golden Knights.
Marner straight up, passes right shot, score!
The all-new Fox Sports Las Vegas, 1440 AM and 94.7 FM.
On your television, go to foxsports.com for details. FS1. Go to foxsports.com for details.
Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now.
It's a final. England takes down Norway 2-1. Tears from several players, rejoicing from several others. Buck and Fitz, he's Buck Rising. I'm Jason Fitz, hanging out with you on Fox Sports Radio. This is the end of the run for Holland, who the world has fallen in love with, and the end of a run for a Norway team that has fought their tails off throughout the course of this entire tournament. So England advances. Buck, anything you want to say to Mary Mac?
Have you seen this video of the 900 snakes that got loose in this village? This is insane. They're out here surfing on the way. There's flooding in this small town in China where they had a venomous cobra and snake breeding farm.
Can I take them off the air?
Yeah.
And there's flooding in the...
Oh, yeah. You know, Mary Mac, I'm happy for you. Mary Mac rooting for England big in this show. And now we get to advance. How are we feeling about England moving forward?
Oh, absolutely beautiful style of play. I'm not gonna lie, they did come with their little poo-poo, soccer, but they brought it back. They locked in during the 90 minutes, during the extra time. They locked in and they gave us what we really wanted to see. Thank you, England. It's coming home, I think.
Caution.
No, it's not. They're actually gonna get knocked out the next game.
No, it's not.
It's fine.
Never coming home.
They're gonna get knocked out the next game. Whoever wins that Argentina, game, yeah, they're gonna get knocked out.
Whoever wins. It's rigged. Argentina's going to win. They're going to win the whole thing.
Well, maybe Argentina just beat Egypt because they're better than Egypt.
Oh, but that's not true.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Egypt doesn't have a Messi. I love him solid, but he's not Messi.
Yeah, but they kind of messed up once they brought Omar Marmoush on the pitch. They're like that second.
That guy sucks. Get him out of here.
Okay, not too much.
Okay.
Not too much.
On that note, Buck, are you ready? Are we going to do this? Are we going to play the single greatest game show in the history of Sports Talk Radio? Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, it's time for Would You Rather?
That is not good.
Easy, guys. Don't think
It's a little close.
Would you rather? Bucket, it's no good. Or fix it.
All right, guys. Would you rather be the only person who remembers yesterday or the only person who forgets today every midnight? The only person who remembers yesterday? Or what was the other one? Or the only person who forgets today every midnight. Oh. I think I would want to be the only person. I think I want to be the latter. I think I would want to be the latter. The other one sounds way too isolating, way too lonely.
The concept of being the only person that remembers yesterday would be so frustrating because constantly you'd be like, wait a minute, you don't remember this? Here's the single greatest day ever, and you don't remember it over and over and over and over. I couldn't do that. I'd have to. There's no way I could ever live through that, so I don't want that option. There's no way I can have that option.
Please mind the
Okay,
speed.
let's spin the wheel.
Now we got the wheel in it. Let's go.
I forgot to introduce the wheel. That's my fault. It's just it's confusing how you came up with the topic without the wheel.
It's a heavy lift.
Would you rather wake up every morning with a random superpower that lasts 24 hours, or be able to permanently talk to furniture, but only furniture?
I want the superpower.
Going to say?
No, I want the super. This one's easy. Like every day you wake up, you're like, this is an exciting superpower. Today I can run the speed of light. I don't know. Like I love that idea. Every day having a new superpower, that'd be an adventure. I want that.
Yeah, I mean, because you maybe one day you land with a crappy superpower or whatever, but you're just going to know what the next day as opposed to just talking to a chair. What's the chair got to say to me? The chair has nothing interesting. The chair probably roots for Argentina. You want to spin the wheel one more time, Mary Mac?
Yeah, we got
Let's do it.
Smart chair.
Chair's got bad taste. All righty, we have landed on, would you rather discover your dreams or someone else's reality, or find out your life is another person's reoccurring dream? Whoa. These are very meta today.
I want my life to be
somebody get ChatGPT drugs before we got these prompts?
I mean,
ChatGPT is also rooting for Argentina.
Oh my God. I feel like I want my life to be somebody else's dream. That'd be an honor. I could sit down and be like, oh, let me tell you about it. Like, what questions do you have? I like that. Although it could be a nightmare. But I would take that. I'd take my life being somebody else's dream.
I'm against that. I would have many questions for this person. Why are you dreaming about me, you weird?
That's fair. Okay, that is Would You Rather. I will say quickly as we wrap this show for today. Just a quick note to everybody. I'll be off for a little while. This is my last show for a minute, for a few weeks at least. So I'll be off for, I don't know, like 2-3 weeks, having double bypass open heart surgery here. So I'll be out for a few weeks. But you're gonna have to hold it down. Try not to get the show canceled while I'm out. That's all I'm asking.
It's stunning that you're gonna find more ways to miss work.
Yeah, well, I mean, if I had the choice between hanging out with you or getting sawed open and having arteries replaced, it's close. I think a lot about it, but I think, depending on your level of snark that day, I think I would take hanging out with Buck Rising. Keep hanging out with Fox Sports Radio all night long. He's Buck Rising. I'm Jason Fitz. I just want Mary Mac to celebrate. Thanks. England!
Planning your next job, options matter. Now in stock at Lowe's. Get the roofing brands you trust, including GAF, Owens Corning, and CertainTeed, with more colors to choose from. Plus, concrete fence blocks, including sand color, are in stock and ready to go. And when you're on the clock, we help keep you on schedule. Order by 4 p.m. and get next day job site delivery on select items as early as 6:30 a.m. At Lowe's, we have your back on the job. Delivery Monday through Saturday at select Las Vegas zip codes, subject to availability.
Many families face a widening gap between what they can afford and what they need to thrive. More than half of families in the U.S. today are one paycheck away from financial crisis. At Good 360, we deliver hope when families need it most, providing essentials like clothing, hygiene items, and household goods. What helps within reach. Learn more at good360.com. Understanding the many things in a mother's life affecting her pregnancy is important. You can help improve the health of all mothers and babies in Nevada by completing a Pregnancy Risk Assessment Monitoring System survey about your recent pregnancy, also known as PRAMS. The survey is from the Nevada Division of Public and Behavioral Health and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The survey asks new moms about their experience before, during, and after pregnancy. Responses are confidential and used to help improve the health of mothers and babies in Nevada. If you receive a PRAMS survey, please share your story. Learn more at nvprams.dtbh.nv.gov. That's nvprams.dtbh.nv.gov. This message sponsored by the Nevada Division of Public and Behavioral Health, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station. Great rates with creative. Keep left. Every swipe, every day. Watch it grow while you wait. Great rates with creative. In the middle, integrate. Feels good, feels safe. Great rates with creative. Great rates with creative. Just money, elevate. Every swipe, every day.
Visit createcu.org today and learn about the great rates at Create Credit Union. Funds privately insured by American Share Insurance.
Great rates with create.
Summer just got a whole lot more rewarding and terrible during our
Rewards app and earn daily rewards all summer long. 100 days of summer at Terrible. Something new every day, everywhere. Visit Terrible.com for details.
If you need to sell your house,
Talk to Aaron Taylor.
you want to sell it fast and get the most cash, talk to Aaron Taylor.
The real estate guy.
Hey Nevada, I'm Jacob Taylor, the real estate guy. They say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Growing up with Aaron Taylor taught me that nobody negotiates harder or gets sellers top dollar like the real estate guy. Need a cash advance? We can put money in your hands before closing to help with repairs, moving, bills, or whatever you need most. Don't want strangers walking through your home every weekend? No problem. We'll give you one simple number, your bottom line. No commissions, no hidden fees, no guessing. Just a straightforward offer, and in many cases, money in your hands in as little as 3 days. And if you're renting, ask me about My Buy Bank. You'll receive a $2,000 credit plus 10% of your monthly rent, all to use towards the purchase of your next home. Call 702-310-6683. That's 702-310-MOVE. EXP Realty, license number 38886. Call for details.
Talk to Aaron Taylor.
The real estate guy.
Nick here with Stefano's Greek and Mediterranean Grill. Summerlin, it's official. Stefano's is now open on Lake Mead in Buffalo. Come enjoy our beautiful dining room designed for family meals, quick lunches, and everything in between. Or swing by for fast, easy takeout with all your favorites. Gyros, bowls, shawarmas, kebabs, and our famous baklava. Our salad dressings and marinades are made with no seed oils. And our must-try fries are cooked in 100% avocado oil. The new Stefano's in Summerlin is now open. Come taste what everyone's talking about. Stefano's, real food, real fast, real healthy.
Las Vegas, let's come together and make history. The Richard Harris Law Firm and Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, along with the Village, Behind the Blue, and UNLV, invite you to Back to School, bigger and better together. Join us July 30th at the Thomas & Mack Center for free backpack, school supplies, dental exams, haircuts, and valuable community resources for the whole family. Bigger and better together, July 30th at the Thomas & Mack Center, sponsored by the Richard Harris Law Firm. From the Richard Harris Law Firm Studios, call 444-4444 just in case. It's Fox Sports Las Vegas, 1340 AM and 90.
Support comes from First Community. Everyone needs a checking account, and no one should have to pay a monthly fee. Their first-rate checking pays a great rate just for doing the things you already do. Learn more at firstcommunity.com.
Support also comes from EHPN Technology Partners, delivering stress-free IT in St. Louis. EHPN helps businesses reduce cybersecurity risk, avoid costly downtime, and make technology decisions with confidence. EHPN.com.
Z-Wave playlist. They want it now.
This is not the vibe we're bringing to the party, Robin.
It's All Songs Considered. I'm Robin Hilton, and after a painfully long 2-year break, Lars Gottridge, Marissa LaRusso are back with some sweet summery jams to well, I don't know. What does Rose Wave do for you?
What does Rose Wave do for me? Marissa, do you want to take this?
Oh my God, I was just about to say, Lars, you start. You are the founder of Rose Wave.
All right. There's a discussion in Slack about the band Hyatt, and our colleague Otis Hart said, "Oh yeah, they're Rose Core," and I said, "No, I think the preferred nomenclature is Rose Wave." And the idea was not to name a certain style of music, but a style of being, where it's just that summery feeling. It's a little easy, it's a little breezy, it's a lot of feeling, it's a lot of Carly Rae Jepsen style emotion, but it isn't necessarily pop music. It can be any kind of anything. So it started this series of summer playlists.
It's a good shorthand.
Yeah.
Rose, just Rose. It just says so much. So if people search for Rose Wave on our site, all one word, you will find literally hundreds of songs handpicked by y'all going back to 2017.
That's right.
And, and for a good while, it was a summer tradition for us. Haven't done it for a couple of years, but America really has spoken. We got emails.
Oh my gosh.
Posts on social media. People are like, can you think of any reason why you haven't given us the Rose Wave mix that we deserve? But I managed to convince you to come back. Actually, the song that we've been listening to here, Summertime, Summertime, the 1958 classic by the Jamies, kind of can't believe you never featured this on any of your playlists.
Yeah, it feels a little too much like they're forcing me to have fun. Mandatory fun.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm looking for.
Well, we should get to some of this new stuff that you brought. And these aren't all new songs necessarily, but Marissa, why don't you start us off with something new?
What's the best place to start? I'm going to start with the song Elderberry Wine by the band Wednesday. I love this band so much. They have a record coming out in the fall called Bleeds. And
Caution, please mind the speed. Caution, please mind the speed.
Became law at midnight without President Trump's signature. He refused to sign the bipartisan bill, calling it a big yawn, saying it was a protest against the Senate for not passing his voter ID bill. The housing bill contains dozens of provisions aimed at driving down the price of housing. Democratic Congresswoman Maxine Waters.
In Los Angeles, over 70,000 people are on the street every night. In this country, over 700,000. And so now in this bill, we're going to make it possible for people to have affordable housing.
The bill loosens regulations to encouraging housing construction. You're listening to NPR News. The FIFA Men's World Cup Soccer Tournament quarterfinals continues today. Earlier, just now really, England beat Norway 2-1 and will face the winner of the game later tonight between Argentina and Switzerland to meet in the quarterfinals in Atlanta next week. The delay over the opening of a new bridge between Detroit and Windsor, Ontario may soon be over. As Dan Carpenchuk reports, both President Trump and the Canadian government say the Gordie Howe Bridge will officially open at the end of the month.
Trump posted on social media Friday that he was able to get a much better deal and congratulated the Canadian government. Trump had delayed the opening for weeks, saying Canada was not treating the U.S. fairly on trade issues, even though Canada paid the full cost of constructing the bridge. Ottawa officials say the two countries have agreed on a new series of toll measures and the creation of a 15-year economic development fund in which Canada will get half the bridge's toll profits and the other half will go into the fund, although it's not yet clear who will operate that fund. For NPR News, I'm Dan Carpenchuk in Toronto.
Kia is recalling more than 460,000 Telluride SUVs, urging owners to once again park their vehicles outside and away from buildings. This after several customers reported fires following previous repairs. Certain 2020 to 2024 Tellurides are affected, and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration is warning people that the front power seat motor can overheat due to a stuck slide knob. Kia also says fires could happen whether the vehicle is being driven or is parked. You're listening to NPR News.
Support for NPR comes from NPR stations. Other contributors include Capital One, offering their premium travel card, Venture X. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. Details at CapitalOne.com. And listeners like you who donate to this NPR station.
For a long time at the Tiny Desk, and we really think we've seen and heard it all. Musicians jumping on furniture, confetti cannons popping off, T-Pain without autos, but everybody loves a good surprise. It's always going to come back to the music, right? The talented folks in our little office space singing and playing their instruments. Sometimes those instruments can be outside of the norm, let's say. And that's what this show is all about today. The rare, the unusual, the unconventional instruments that make a joyous record at the Tiny Desk. Later, we'll hear a singing soft serenade us alongside singer-songwriter Beth Gibbons. Also, Sandbox Percussion plays a whole mess of water glasses, tumbling pipes, and a bunch of other stuff. But we'll start out with a group all the way from Seoul, Korea, ADG7. And I'm going to tag in my man to help me out with this one. Lars Gottridge is the series editor of this show. What's happening, Lars?
As the person at Impure Music with a reputation for loving all things odd and unconventional, you've got the right guy.
If anyone is going to go left of center on this team, his name is Lars Gottridge. All right, so tell me about this band.
ADG7, which is short for Akdan Gwangchil, makes what they like to call K-ritual pop, Korean folk music with a K-pop mindset. The idea is to make ancient sounds for the dance floor, real high energy, adventurous, and so much fun.
And they really brought in instruments that are not native to the Tiny Desk.
Not to us, no, but certainly native to their culture. There's not one but two different kinds of Korean zither. The gayagum, which dates back to the 6th century, and the ajong, which sort of plays the bass part. There's also a bamboo flute called the daegum, which has this really high-pitched buzzing sound. But Bobby, my favorite instrument from this set is something called the sangwon. It's related to the ancient Japanese wind instrument, the sho. You know what the sangwon kind of looks like to me?
Tell me.
You ever watch like any of those Studio Ghibli films from Japan? You know how sometimes they have like these what look like impossible buildings and towers? Like think of Howl's Moving Castle.
Yes.
Like think of it. Imagine that as a mouth organ. That's what this looks like to me, and it just sounds so cool. You're gonna hear that instrument on both the songs we played today.
All right. So let's hear it. Here's ADG7 at the Tiny Desk.
An accident isn't just an accident. It's lost time, lost wages, in a fight you didn't choose. At DeCasa Verde Law, we deliver serious firepower for...
Support comes from First Community. Everyone needs a checking account, and no one should have to pay a monthly fee. Their first-rate checking pays a great rate just for doing the things you already do. Learn more at firstcommunity.com.
Support also comes from EHPN Technology Partners, delivering stress-free IT in St. Louis. EHPN helps businesses reduce cybersecurity risk, avoid costly downtime, and make technology decisions with confidence. EHPN.com.
My shoulder and I'm the empress in my new clothes, and I think
All Classical Radio's programming is made possible in part by our sustaining donors. Thank you for your essential support. To become a sustainer, click Donate at allclassical.org.
Drinking way too much on the left side. Come over, 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 over,
All of us are really nervous, including Joseph, because he's never actually eaten an American cockroach before. So we started with his usual dishes: crickets, ants, mealworms.
This is the Brood 19 cicadas, and it has a cricket tempura batter on it.
Okay, so this is just a warm-up.
Yeah.
All right.
Delicious. And the whole time I'm looking over at the bowl of cockroaches on the counter out of the side of my eye. And by the way, they weren't like random roaches. These were food safe from a lab.
Okay, good to know.
And honestly, Latif, I was kind of in denial that any of this was about to happen.
They're